Everyone panicked when the German Shepherd suddenly slammed into the baby and shoved him under the bed. The parents screamed, trying to pull him away when the door handle quietly began to turn. Rex froze, staring at the hallway with trembling intensity. As if he sensed something entering the house that no one else could see. Before we start, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. Rex froze in the middle of the hallway, his ears snapping upward like twin antennas. A low rumble crawled out of his chest, a sound the family had never heard from him before. His eyes locked onto the front door, unblinking, sharp, as if something on the other side was already inside their home. He stepped forward slowly, muscles tight, nose twitching with rapid breaths. Then he whipped his head toward the window, toward the hallway, then back to the door. He wasn't confused. He was calculating. Mark noticed first. "Rex, what's wrong, boy?" But Rex didn't move. Instead, he placed himself squarely in the center of the hallway, blocking access to the bedrooms. His tail stiffened. His paws spread, ready to launch. This wasn't restlessness. It wasn't fear. Rex was bracing for someone, or something, to enter. And he knew it wasn't friendly. A soft shuffle broke the tension. Little Ethan, in his striped pajamas, had crawled out of his room and was slowly making his way down the hallway. He giggled, completely unaware of the danger Rex sensed. The moment Rex spotted him, everything changed. His growl stopped. His posture sharpened. And then, like a soldier reacting to a silent command, he lunged. Mark shouted, "Rex!" No, but Rex wasn't attacking. He pushed his head under Ethan's tiny chest, lifting him just enough to slide the baby backward. Ethan slipped under the bed in one smooth, deliberate motion, hidden, safe, before the parents could process what they were seeing. Rex spun around and planted himself directly between the bed and the hallway, chest puffed, teeth bared at the darkness beyond. He wasn't aggressive. He was preparing for war. The house fell into a dead, suffocating silence until a tiny metallic click shattered it. Rex's head snapped toward the living room window. Another sound followed. The slow, deliberate slide of glass being lifted. Mark's stomach dropped. "Did you hear that?" Before he could move, a gloved hand slipped through the window frame, feeling for the latch. A shadowed figure leaned in, confident. Practiced like he'd done this before. Rex exploded forward, nails scraping across the floor as he launched himself toward the intruder. The man froze, eyes widening as the dog lunged with a furious bark that shook the walls. The intruder jerked back, but it was too late. Rex collided with him, teeth snapping inches from his arm. This wasn't a burglary. This was a kidnapping already in motion. The intruder stumbled backward, but Rex didn't give him a second to recover. With a violent surge, Rex clamped his jaws around the man's forearm, teeth sinking through fabric and skin. The intruder screamed, twisting, trying to rip free, but Rex held on like a vice. Footsteps thundered down the hallway. Another man, tall, hooded, desperate, charged toward the bedrooms. He didn't even glance at Rex. He went straight for the baby's room. Rex released the first intruder with a vicious jerk, sending him crashing into the wall. Then he spun, positioning himself between both men, barking with a rage that filled the entire house. The second intruder froze for a split second, shocked to see a dog blocking his path. Rex lunged again, snapping at his leg, forcing him back. Both intruders realized the same terrifying truth. This wasn't just a dog. This was a trained defender fighting for a child's life. The second intruder yanked the baby's room door open, expecting to snatch a crying child within seconds. But the room was empty. The crib was untouched. "No baby in sight," he cursed under his breath, spinning in confusion exactly when Rex lunged again, forcing him back into the hallway. Mark and Anna finally understood. Their faces drained of color. "Ethan," Anna whispered, her voice breaking. Rex hadn't attacked their baby, he'd hidden him. Anna grabbed her phone with trembling hands, dialing 911 so fast she nearly dropped it. "There are intruders, please hurry." The first kidnapper, clutching his bleeding arm, shouted, "Find the kid! He's here somewhere." But Rex stood like a wall between them and the bedroom. His growl said everything. you'll reach that child over my dead body. The kidnappers realized the plan was falling apart. The second man bolted toward the front door, yelling, "Forget the kid, we need to go!" But the moment he tried to run past Rex, the German Shepherd lunged again, clamping onto his pant leg and dragging him to the floor with brutal force. The first intruder staggered toward the open window, blood dripping from his arm, desperate to escape. Rex released the second man only long enough to snap at the first, forcing him back into the living room. Their screams echoed through the house, loud enough for the neighbors to hear. Lights flicked on across the street. A neighbor stepped outside just in time to see the suspicious, white van slowly backing out of the driveway. But the neighbor reacted fast, blocking it with his own car. No one was getting away tonight. Sirens sliced through the night as police cars screeched into the driveway. Officers stormed the front door just as Rex pinned one intruder against the wall, refusing to let him move an inch. "Get your hands where we can see them!" An officer shouted. The second kidnapper bolted toward the van, but the neighbor's blocked driveway trapped him. He sprinted across the yard, tripping over a garden hose, crashing to the ground. Officers tackled him instantly, cuffing him before he could stand. Inside the van, flashlights revealed ropes, blankets, duct tape, and a list of addresses. Multiple homes. Multiple children? One officer turned pale. These men weren't here by accident. This was a planned abduction. And Rex had blown it apart. As officers dragged the kidnappers away, Anna fell to her knees and reached under the bed with shaking hands. For one terrifying second, she couldn't feel anything, then her fingers brushed soft pajamas. "Ethan? Baby, come here," she whispered. She pulled him out, and the moment his tiny face appeared, she broke. Tears poured down her cheeks as she clutched him to her chest, rocking him as if afraid he might disappear. The baby giggled, completely unaware he'd just survived a kidnapping. Rex stood beside them, panting hard, blood on his fur not his own. When Anna looked up at him, her voice cracked. "You saved him. You saved our son." Rex lowered his head gently onto her knee, finally allowing himself to relax because his mission was complete. The baby was safe, inside the living room. An officer knelt beside Rex, examining the blood on his fur. "This dog didn't just stop a crime," he said quietly. "He prevented a kidnapping that could have ended tragically." Another officer approached the parents. "These men are part of an active child abduction ring. Your dog likely saved more than one life tonight." Mark stared at Rex in disbelief. He knew. "Before any of us. We'll be submitting his name for a civilian bravery nomination," the officer added. "He deserves it." Rex simply exhaled, chest rising slowly, a hero who never needed recognition to do what was right. That night, as the house finally fell quiet, Mark and Anna held their son close while Rex lay at their feet, exhausted but alert. They kept replaying one thought. Without him, their baby would be gone. Rex wasn't just a pet, he was family, guardian, and hero. If this story moved you, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More unbelievable real-life stories are on the way.